Lesson 12. The Buddhas Parinibbana. Paragraph 1. At the age of 80, the Buddha, accompanied by a large assembly of monks, set out on a long journey from Gijagota, the Vulture Peak, near Rajagaha, to many towns, cities, and villages where he preached the Dhamma, enlightening his disciples with various discourses and emphasizing the fundamental doctrine of the Four Noble Truths. It is through not understanding the Four Noble Truths, O Bhikkhus, that we have had to wander so long in this weary path of rebirth, both you and I. Paragraph 2. On the long way, while staying at numerous rest houses, halls, shrines, and groves, the Buddha held Dhamma talks with his great company, advising his pupils to be mindful and self-possessed in learning the threefold training. Such is right conduct, sila. Such is concentration, samadhi. And such is wisdom, panna. Paragraph 3. When they arrived in Vasali, a prosperous city, they stayed at Ambapali's mango grove, where the Buddha gave a lecture to the Likhavis and Ambapali, the courtesan, who later offered the Buddha and the Sangha her mango grove. In his last rain retreat in Baluva, a village near Vasali, sharp pains came upon the Exalted One, but he bore them with his strong will, without complaint. Paragraph 4. Very soon after his recovery, in his last instruction about the order, he addressed the Venerable Ananda. The Tathagata does not think that he should lead the order, or the order is dependent on him. Therefore, O Ananda, be lamps to yourself, be a refuge to yourself. Go to no external refuge. Hold fast to the Dhamma as a lamp. Hold fast to the Dhamma as a refuge. Paragraph 5. And how, O Ananda, is a bhikkhu to be a lamp to himself, a refuge to himself, going to no external refuge, holding fast to the Dhamma as a lamp? Herein, a bhikkhu lives diligent, mindful, and self-possessed, overcoming desire and grief in the world, reflecting on the body, feeling, mind, or mental states, and mental objects. The Buddha indeed lays emphasis on the importance of personal striving for purification and freedom from suffering. Having passed from town to town, the Buddha and the order came to Pava and stayed at Kunda's mango grove, where they were entertained by the devout smith. Later, the Buddha said that his last meal, like the food offered him before his enlightenment, was of much greater fruit and much greater profit than any other. Paragraph 7. Then they moved on to the Sala Grove of the Mallas in Kusinara, where a wandering ascetic, Subhada, approached them and requested the Buddha to clear his doubt about other religious teachers at that time. The Buddha spoke thus: In whatever doctrine and discipline, O Subhada, the Noble Eightfold Path is not found. Neither is there found the first samana, nor the second, nor the third, nor the fourth. Now, in this doctrine and disciple, O Subhada, there is the Noble Eightfold Path, and in it too are found the first and second, and the third and fourth samanas. The other teachers' schools are empty of samanas. If, O Subhada, the disciples live rightly, the world would not be void of arahants. Void of true saints are the systems of other teachers. But in this one, may the bhikkhus live the perfect life, so that the world would not be without saints. So the ascetic Subhada was the last disciple to be converted by the Exalted One, and he became one of the arahants soon after his ordination. Paragraph 8. At last, the Exalted One addressed the bhikkhus, saying his final exhortation: Behold now, O bhikkhus, I exhort you, subject to change are all component things. Strive on with diligence. Paragraph 9. Thus, at Kusinara, in the solid grove of the Mallas, the final passing away of the Buddha took place. It was again the full moon day of Visak in 543 BC. His body was cremated with great ceremony, and the relics were divided among Brahmins, kings, and nobles, and were then enshrined in 10 stupas. Paragraph 10. Today, Buddhists from all over the world often go on a pilgrimage to the 4 holy places: Lumbini in Nepal, the Buddha's birthplace; Buddha Gaya, where he attained supreme enlightenment; the Deer Park in Sarnath, near Benares, where he turned the Dhamma wheel; and Kusinara, where he passed away, in the utter passing away, Parinibbana. Dhammapada, verse 146. Why is laughter, why is joy, when the world is ever burning, shrouded by darkness? Do you not see a light? Dhammapada, verse 236. Make an island to yourself. Strive quickly, be wise. When your impurities are removed and you are free from passions, you shall go to the heavenly world of the holy. Dhammapada, verse 238. Make an island to yourself. Be diligent without delay. Be wise. When you are freed from stain and become passionless, you will not come again to birth and old age. Pronunciation. Word stress and sound columns. 1. Peak, retreat. 2. Smith, pilgrim, pilgrimage. 3. Relics, empty, possessed, emphasize, emphasis, fundamental. 4. Mango, emphatic, courtesan. 5. Conduct, profit, prosperous, profitable. 6. Exhort. 7. Vulture, recovery, instruction, company, accompany. 8. Journey, external, internal, personal. 9. Complaint, cremate, purification, exhortation. 10. Grove, component. 11. Shrine, enshrine, advice, advise, striving. 12. Void, voidness. Vocabulary, words and expressions. Paragraph 1. Gijakuta, the vulture peak, one of the 5 hills around Rajagaha where the Buddha and the Sangha used to live. Accompany someone. Go or travel with someone as a companion. Set out on a journey. Start or begin a journey. Example, set out on a preaching tour. Enlighten someone as to something. Give someone more knowledge about something. Illumine someone. Free someone from ignorance. Be enlightened as to something. Can you enlighten us as to the right method of learning? The Buddha enlightens men as to the right way of living. Men are enlightened by the Buddha as to the right way. Emphasize something. Stress something. Lay or put emphasis or stress on something. The Buddha emphasizes personal striving for purification. The path of rebirth. The round of rebirth. Samsara. Paragraph 2. Be mindful and self-possessed. Be heedful or thoughtful and calm. Mindfulness and self-possession, or heedfulness and calmness. The 8 factors or parts of the Noble Path can be grouped into the threefold training. Sila, morality or discipline. Right speech, right action, right livelihood. 2. Samadhi, concentration. Right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Panna, wisdom. Right view, right understanding, right thought. Paragraph 3. Ambapali, the mango grower, the name of a courtesan in Vasali. Make a rain retreat, Vasana. Spend a rain retreat. Spend a rainy season in seclusion. Advise someone to do something. Admonish someone to do something. He advised them to strive on. Advise someone on something. Give advice to someone on something. The counselor advised the king on worldly and religious affairs. Bear something, a pain, a difficulty. Accept it bravely. They bore their sorrow without complaint. Paragraph 4. Recover from something. An illness, a grief. Return to a normal state. Get over it. Recovery. Depend on someone or something. Be dependent on someone, something. Be a lamp, an island to oneself. Here. Be a refuge to oneself. Paragraph 5. Reflect on something. Think deeply about something. Watch something carefully. The 4 bases of mindfulness: the body, feelings, mental states, mental objects. Paragraph 6. Entertain someone, a guest. Serve someone with food and drink. Profit, benefit, good. Profitable, good. Gain or get profit from something. Paragraph 7. The first samana, the sotapanna, the stream winner. The second samana, the sakadagamin, the once returner. The third samana, the anagamin, the non-returner. The fourth samana, the arahant, the perfect saint or perfect one. Be void of someone or something. Be empty of someone or something. Be without something. The world is void and empty of self. Live rightly. Live the right, perfect life. The 6 sense organs, 6 sense objects, 6 kinds of contact and consciousness are void of self. All component things, sankhara. All things in the world, a component, a part of the whole. Behold something, see something. Strive for something. Try very hard to do something. Strive for success or purification. Striving, a very great effort. Cremate a body. Burn it with ceremony. Cremation. Enshrine something. Keep something in a shrine. A shrine, a holy place, a place of worship. A stupa. A tupa, a Buddhist monument. The relics, the remains of the body of a holy person. The Buddha's relics are enshrined in stupas. Pass away in the final, utter passing away. Attain Parinibbana. There are 2 aspects of Nibbana. 1. Nibbana realized in this very life with the body remaining. This is the attainment of arahantship, the destruction of craving, hate, and delusion or ignorance, the cessation of suffering, defilements, kilesa nibbana. This is nibbana with the groups of existence still remaining. Parinibbana, the full utter destruction of the groups of existence. Khandha, parinibbana, or nibbana without the groups remaining. This is full, utter passing away, the death of an arahant, a Buddha, which leaves nothing behind. Each aspect of Nibbana receives its name according to the way it is experienced before or after death. Sometimes both aspects take place at the same moment, that is, at the breaking up of the body of an arahant. Nibbana is not a place or a kind of heaven where a self or soul resides. This is an attainment of a state which is dependent on this body itself, and the state can be attained in this present life. Comprehension questions. Paragraph 1. 1. When did the Buddha start his journey from Rajagaha? 2. What did he emphasize in his Dhamma talks, or discourses, to his disciples? Paragraph 2. 3. What did he advise them to do? 4. What is the threefold training? Paragraph 3. 5. Who did the Buddha give a lecture in Vaisali? 6. Who offered the Buddha and the Sangha a mango grove? 7. Where did the Buddha spend his last retreat? 8. What happened to the Lord then, and how did he bear his pains? Paragraph 4. 9. Did the Buddha think he should lead the Sangha, or the Sangha was dependent on him? 10. What did he ask the Sangha, the order of bhikkhus, to do in his last instruction? Paragraph 5. How is a bhikkhu to be a lamp, a refuge to himself? 12. What did the Buddha emphasize in his last instruction? Paragraph 6. 13. Where did the Buddha take his last meal? 14. What did the Lord say about that meal? Paragraph 7. 15. Where did the Lord and his disciples come at last? 16. Who was the Buddha's last disciple at Kusinara? 17. What did he ask the Buddha to do then? 18. What did the Buddha say to him about other religious teachers' schools? 19. What did the Lord say about his doctrine and discipline? 20. What did the Buddha wish the bhikkhus to do? Paragraph 8. 21. What are the Buddha's last words? Paragraph 9. 22. Where did the Buddha's Parinibbana take place, and when? 23. What was done with the body of the Buddha? 24. What was done with his relics? 25. Where were his relics enshrined? Paragraph 10. 26.